From the cold dead of winter, a tale of dread unfolds, whispered across the frozen landscapes of Norway. In the desolation of a snow-laden wasteland, where the howling cries of the northern wind send shivers through the icy air, Darkthrone emerges like a specter from the void. Their sonic incantations etched in albums like a blaze in the northern sky and under a funeral moon become chilling chronicles of grim atmospheres and raw intensity. Within this frozen abyss, Darkthrone conjures a haunting symphony, casting shadows that dance with the eerie glow of moonlight on snow. Imagine a spectral journey through realms where each note is a ghostly whisper and the very essence of darkness clings to the frozen landscape, forever echoing from the cold dead of winter. This week is Darkthrone.
It's Metal Talk Monday.
With your host, Hanson.
In the heart of a winter storm, you find yourself trapped in the merciless cold, your limbs growing numb with each passing moment. The biting wind gnaws at your skin and the frost creeps into your very bones. Desperation claws at you as you stumble through the relentless snow, the world around you turning into a frozen nightmare. As the frostbite tightens its icy grip, your vision blurs and your movements become sluggish. Just when all hope seems lost, you discover a jagged entrance to a cave, a refuge from the frigid onslaught. With every painful step, you seek solace within the rocky confines. Entering the cave, you are enveloped in an oppressive darkness that seems to mirror the despair in your heart. The icy fingers of frostbite begin to loosen their hold, but the shadows within cling to you like a malevolent force. Alone in the blackness, you grapple with the haunting silence, the isolation amplifying the echoes of your shivers. In the depths of the cave, you face a stark choice. The biting cold outside, or the suffocating darkness within. The shadows whisper tales of despair, and the chilling embrace of the cave becomes a trap tinged with an eerie sense of hopelessness. As you linger into the cavern's depths, the line between the frostbitten reality outside and the shadowy abyss within blurs, leaving you shrouded in a chilling symphony of darkness and despair. And that's the feeling you get from listening to Darkthrone. It's just cold, evil black metal at its finest. Darkthrone is a Norwegian metal band that originated as a death metal group named Black Death in 1986 before transitioning to black metal in 1991. Comprising the duo of Fenris and Nocturno Culto since 1993, the band gained prominence with their early black metal albums, including the acclaimed Unholy Trinity, A Blaze in the Northern Sky from 1992, Under a Funeral Moon from 1993, and Transylvanian Hunger from 1994. While their debut album Soulside Journey is purely a death metal album, the rest afterwards are definitely black metal. I personally love Soulside Journey, but I've heard some Darkthrone fans say it sucks, when others say they enjoy it too, so it's an iffy one to recommend. Honestly, I suggest checking out the Holy Trinity selection. A Blaze in the Northern Sky is just iconic. It still has some death metal elements, but then Under a Funeral Moon really gets it going with that sheer raw black metal sound we all know, and Transylvanian Hunger steps up the intensity even more. Panzerfaust, their fourth album, was also pretty killer. Not to mention Varg Vekernes, aka Count Krishnak of Burzum and Mayhem, has writing credits on Transylvanian Hunger and Panzerfaust. I'm probably saying all these names wrong. In May of 1994, Varg was convicted of first-degree murder of Mayhem's Euronymous, church arson, and possession of explosives, and he spent 16 years in prison. Yeah, well, let's just stay on Darkthrone. Darkthrone is the perfect black metal band for anybody trying to get into the genre. I recommend you start with Under a Funeral Moon. That's personally my favorite album by them. With tracks like Detasja and Eternal Sleep, To Walk the Infernal Fields, and Crossing the Triangle of Flames, you can't go wrong. Even modern Darkthrone is still awesome. There's a few albums I don't necessarily care for over others, but the first 4 albums are definitely bangers. Some fans don't acknowledge anything past Panzerfaust, which I don't find fair, but then I get to Goat Lord and I can see why. Goat Lord was very raw and it had moments of cringe. It's not completely terrible, I can still get through it. The cringe mainly stems from the black metal singing and then this weird opera-like singing over top of some of the songs. It just clashes, but not in a disgusting, beautiful type of way. Let's get back to the Unholy Trinity now. A Blaze in the Northern Sky featured what would become somewhat of a Darkthrone staple for a while. Mostly black with a little bit of white. I always just pictured it was a random guy running by the camera at night, but it's actually Zephyrus, the band's rhythm guitarist at the time. Under a Funeral Moon has vocalist Nocturno Culto, presumably standing under a funeral moon. I always loved how this tree is below their logo, almost as if the logo is branching out and down. It's very cool. Transylvanian Hunger has got to be one of the most recognizable black metal art. I can't tell you how many times I've seen it on people's jackets and t-shirts. This cover featured Fenrez, who played the guitar, bass, drums, and did the lyrics for this album. I love how the Unholy Trinity includes each members of the band from the time when they covered, truly making them the Unholy Trinity themselves. Sadly, as cool as that sounds, Zephyrus didn't appear on this album, so that whole awesome thing I just said doesn't make sense. Darkthrone primarily stayed a duo from that point on, so how do they play live if it's just two guys? They don't. Darkthrone has not performed live since April 6, 1996. Only really focusing on crafting amazing albums, I gotta respect them for just focusing on the music. Colto once said, "The offers keep on coming, believe me. We have said no to being wealthy for years and years." I believe Darkthrone is kind of isolated in many areas, but we like it that way. We don't see ourselves as something else other than ordinary men with a passion for music. So stage, touring, and personal attention is not what we seek, but we want to leave behind, yes, you guessed it, full-length albums. A Blaze in the Northern Sky was originally meant to be a mini album, but luckily we discussed it and agreed on taking our time to make an LP. Man, you gotta respect the love for music over the money and fame. With that being said, how can you hate these guys? It's just two dudes jamming raw, hard-hitting black metal for the hell of it. It's definitely worth checking out, but if they're not your frosted cup of black tea, I completely get it. Next Monday, we're gonna discuss a band that reigns supreme and slays pretty hard, so make sure you tune into that one. And if you're checking out Darkthrone for the first time, let me know what you think. If you're a veteran Darkthrone fan, what's your favorite album? Let me know regardless. Until next Monday, metalheads.
Metal Talk Monday. Oh yeah.